Now today I did manage to get up in time and we're off to do a big hike. So I did take a wrong turning and I had to squeeze my van's wing mirrors through these narrow bollards. But I managed to make it through. I got back onto the main road, which really is a lovely road to drive down. I have just paid £7.50. Let me just say that again. £7.50 to park my car down there. I feel like I've been stabbed and I've not got over that yet. So I didn't think we'd get to do it, but we're actually hiking Pen y Fan. Now technically this was closer to the campsite we were at previously than the one we're at now, but when I looked at the map, to get here was still only just a 30-minute drive because we could come down all the main roads. So I thought for the sake of 30 minutes we can do it. We're not miles away. Yes, we're further away than the previous campsite, but we're still relatively close. So here we are hiking Pen y Fan. Pen y Fan is the highest peak in South Wales at 2,907 feet, and its name means the mountain's peak or the top of the summit. And this mountain is also used by the military as part of the selection process for the UK's Special Forces. Now we hadn't made it to the summit just yet, but this seemed like the ideal spot to stop and have a quick rest and take in the amazing view. Now my favourite part of it was the sun shining off the lakes in the distance. As we continued to hike to the loftiest point in southern Britain, we became very exposed to the high wind. Now seeing the summit was one thing, but you've not made it until you've touched it.
After taking in the views from the summit, we then continued our hike along the trail up to the next peak.
So we came up this way, went up there, see where the summit is, and we're going down, up this way, but then it goes over and we'll go down the other side.
From up here, we were again blessed with amazing 360-degree views, and here's Winston posing for a photograph. Now on the way down, we had to do a little bit of scrambling, which is where Winston's harness comes into play. So Winston waits at the top of a steep drop, I hold on to his harness, I tell him to go and then ease him down. Now if we need to go up a big rock, he kind of does the same in reverse. Now Winston is very experienced at this because we've been hiking hills and mountains for years.
Okay, so we've taken a wrong turn. We're too busy taking the view because it was kind of following everybody else. We're doing a circular route, but I've ended up kind of doing a small loop and then joining back the main track over there. Let's go down this other way. Hopefully it'll be a bit better.
So this monument is what we've came to see, and I'll read you what it says. This obelisk marks the spot where the body of Tommy Jones, aged 5, was found. He lost his way between a farm and the login on the night of August 4th, 1900. After an anxious search of 29 days, his remains were discovered on September 2nd, erected by voluntary subscriptions. Now, Tommy had been visiting his grandparents at the time, and he is thought to have died from exhaustion and hypothermia. But how a small boy managed to climb so high is still a mystery. And the memorial fund for the obelisk was started when the jurors at Tommy's inquest waived their fees.
So that's Winston across. I could get across. Should you take your top layer off? Winst, come in. Let's take your top layer off. Good boy, hang on. So we're now back down on the ground, just heading back to the car park, and it is lovely and warm and sunny. It's hard to believe that just a few moments ago we were surrounded by snow and fighting those cold, blustery winds. It's beautiful down there.
After Winston had had his post-hike treat of a duck's neck and some sprats, it was time to go back to the campsite. Once back at the pod, I had to transform the bed into a seating area and give it a quick clean. I then made myself a sausage sandwich before settling down to an evening of work.